Yo, what's up everyone? It's the Code Lab, and we're diving deep into the world of coding interviews. We all know they can be tough, right? But some companies, especially the big tech giants, take it to another level with questions that are surprisingly creative and unexpected. It's not just about memorizing algorithms anymore. They want to see how you think on your feet. So, we're going to unpack some of the most mind-bending, head-scratching, and surprisingly fun coding interview questions out there. These are the kinds of questions that make you really think outside the box and show off your problem-solving skills. We'll break down what these questions are really getting at and why they're so important for landing that dream tech job. Get ready to level up your interview game because we're about to unveil the secrets behind these surprising coding challenges. Coding interviews are notorious for their difficulty, but some questions stand out for their creativity and unexpected nature. Here are some of the most surprising ones top companies ask. Alright, first up is Amazon's infamous elevator problem. Imagine you're tasked with designing an elevator control system for a massive 100-story building. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, here's the catch. You've got multiple elevators to manage, and you need to minimize wait times for everyone in the building. Now, this isn't just about making elevators go up and down. You've got to think about efficiency, user experience, and even things like peak hours and energy consumption. How do you optimize for different scenarios like rush hour or a sudden influx of people on certain floors? This question really tests your ability to think about system design, algorithms, and even a bit of real-world practicality. It's not about finding the right answer, but rather showcasing your thought process and how you approach complex problems. Next up, we're heading to Google, where they might ask you about something seemingly simple, a lemonade stand. But don't let that fool you. The challenge here is to write code that simulates a dynamic pricing model for your lemonade stand. Think about it. You want to maximize your profits, right? So you need to adjust your lemonade prices based on a bunch of factors. How's the weather? Is it a scorching hot day? What time is it? Is it peak thirst time? And how many customers are lining up? This question delves into your understanding of supply and demand, real-time data analysis, and how to translate those concepts into code. It's a fun way to see how you can apply programming skills to a classic business scenario. Now let's crank up the volume with Spotify's Jukebox Challenge. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to design a digital jukebox system. But this isn't just any jukebox. It needs to handle everything from user song selections and payment processing to playlist generation, and even preventing abuse. Imagine thousands of users all trying to pick their favorite tunes at the same time. How do you ensure a smooth and fair experience? How do you prevent someone from hijacking the queue and playing the same song on repeat? This question dives into database management, concurrency, security, and user interface design. It's about building a robust and enjoyable system that can handle the demands of a real-world music streaming service. Over at Facebook, they might brew up a challenge involving everyone's favorite caffeine dispenser, the coffee machine. But instead of just brewing a cup, you're tasked with modeling a coffee machine using object-oriented programming principles. Think about all the things a coffee machine does. It handles different drink types, processes payments, and even sends out maintenance alerts. How would you represent these different functionalities as objects and classes in your code? This question is all about demonstrating your understanding of OOP concepts like inheritance, polymorphism, and encapsulation. It's about showing that you can structure your code in a way that's modular, reusable, and easy to maintain. Finally, we're blasting off to Mars with a challenge from NASA or JPL, the Mars rover problem. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to write code that can navigate a rover across the Martian surface. But here's the thing. You've got limited data about the terrain, you need to avoid obstacles, and you have to conserve precious battery power. How do you program the rover to make intelligent decisions, adapt to unexpected situations, and ultimately complete its mission? This one's a real test of your algorithmic thinking, pathfinding skills, and ability to work with constraints. It's about pushing the boundaries of what's possible with code and tackling challenges that are literally out of this world. So, there you have it. 5 surprising coding interview questions that go way beyond just memorizing algorithms. These companies are looking for engineers who can think critically, solve real-world problems, and communicate their ideas effectively. Companies use these unconventional problems to assess your ability to think beyond textbook algorithms, system design skills, creativity, and communication. The key takeaway here is to practice translating real-world scenarios into code. Work on your system design skills, dive deep into object-oriented programming patterns, and most importantly, be prepared to explain your thought process clearly and concisely. Remember, it's not always about finding the perfect solution right away. Interviewers want to see how you approach a problem, break it down, and come up with creative solutions. To prepare, practice translating real-world scenarios into code, work on system design, study OOP patterns, and be ready to explain your thought process. Interviewers often care more about your approach than a perfect solution, so keep practicing, stay curious, and you'll be well on your way to acing those coding interviews.